Warning: do not attempt to perform any challenge or develop any mindset you are about to see. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about enduring and embracing. A new way of thinking, possibly for you, to help you push through hardships and challenges you may face in your everyday life. How many of you have had a hard day and let's say it hasn't even happened yet. You wake up and you know it's going to be a hard day. How many of you get up out of bed immediately to start running into that storm? And how many of you hit the snooze button and put it off? Now for me, it's mixed, right? Some days I'm running straight through, right? I'm hopping into the day, and other days I'm hitting the snooze button. And looking further into the day, how many of you, when you face a hardship, you push right through it? And how many times when something hard, you hit that brick wall, do you stop and stagger? Once again, I'm mixed. Sometimes I push straight through it. I have that discipline and resiliency to push through the challenge. And other times it's hard and it hurts. And it just doesn't feel good no matter how much I want to get to the other side. Sometimes that pain feels unbearable. The point I'm trying to get at is if you look at the morning, getting up out of bed, that is embracing. When you embrace something, doesn't matter how good or bad it is, you've come to accept what it's going to be. So in this example, you feel like you're going to have a hard day or a bad day ahead of you, you've embraced it and you get up out of bed. The days where I fail, or if you fail, you've not come to embrace what's to come. You cannot embrace it and you want to go back to bed. So looking once again further, when you're facing those challenges throughout the day, in this example, and you push through it, you've endured. You understand what it means to endure something hard or whatever it may be for you. And you push through it. And the times when you fail or when I failed to endure what's to come. And I think understanding this concept will get you a lot farther than some of the other mindsets, or having no mindset for challenges at all. And I say challenges like you may watch other videos when I'm doing a hard challenge, but anything in life can be a challenge to you. And I'll use a workout, for example, because you've probably seen some harder workouts or you've done some yourself. And I think this mindset will help you so much, because if you look at embracing, we'll use running as a specific workout. If I'm going to run, let's say I don't have any way of thinking, to prepare myself. I haven't thought of any mindset. I'm just going to go out and run because I want to get healthy or whatever the reason. It may feel great until I get a block or two into the run, and then my legs start burning. I start breathing harder. I'm feeling the burn in the lungs, and I wasn't prepared, or I didn't want to think about what's going to hurt. I just wanted to think about the run. So I start running, and I'm not thinking about what's to come. I don't want to think about anything bad. I'm just running. And when that hits me like a wall, even if I keep pushing through, if I haven't embraced from the beginning that something is going to be bad or what's going to hurt me, what's going to happen? Maybe it's going to get in my mind. I'm going to go, wow, that hurts. This stinks. I should stop. I should stop. I should slow down. Why am I even out here running? All these thoughts are going to go through my head, and they have. They're going to go through my head while I'm running because I haven't come to embrace what I'm about to do. I just jumped straight into it and almost delusional, living in a fairy tale land that those things aren't going to happen. You know, when you're in the bed in the morning and you know you have 10 things to do throughout the day and you hit the snooze button, you're in that fairy tale land that you're not going to have to do it. You haven't come to accept and embrace what you have to do. And I like the word embrace because it doesn't mean you're going to enjoy it. It just means you've become one with the idea. You've become one with what's about to happen. So in this case, if I'm going to go run, if I embrace the idea that, hey, this is going to be very hard, my legs are going to burn, my lungs are going to burn, I'm going to be out of breath, you know, get out of the way that you could be doing other things. Just look at what's going to happen. And I embrace that. And I start running and I get 2 blocks in and the burning kicks in. I've already come to terms with that's going to happen. You know, I'm not going to be in fairy tale land running 2 blocks thinking I'm going to run a marathon feeling butterflies, right? I'm going to go into my run understanding that 2 blocks later, it's going to hurt and that's fine. But it's not going to surprise me. It's not going to put these negative thoughts and maybe overcome me and stop, because I don't know if any of you have ran before, but sometimes you'll stop or I'll stop. You'll get so far into it and those thoughts kick in and you haven't really thought about or really prepared yourself for what's to come. And when it hits you, it's like a brick wall and it's very easy to stop. So running is one example. But like I said, challenges are everywhere in your everyday life. Maybe it's just getting out of bed. Maybe it's showing up to work on time or even staying at work without leaving early. Where everyone's faced with their own challenges, but embracing what's to come, especially when you know what's going to come, is the first step for success. And then second is enduring. And you really have to be able to endure before you can embrace, because you have to be able to be willing to push through, right? If I'm going to go on a run, I have to be willing to push through pain or push through sadness. If, maybe you're sad to go to work or whatever the case may be. And for any of those cases, you should probably, if you're sad to go to work, you should probably think about why you're sad and maybe change your mindset in that case. But what I'm trying to say is, if something is hard for you, you have to be able to endure it. There's a kind of the foundation of my thinking is when I heard to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I went by that for so long, because if you don't really have any guidance and you're trying to do the things that are going to help you but don't feel good, they make you uncomfortable to go out and do something new, to go out and do a hard exercise, to wake up early. A lot of the times, the things that are hard are the things that are really going to help you. So when I heard to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, it was my goal to try and just drill all of these hard things. Wake up and do a nice shower, wake up and do a run, stay up late and work on this project or read a book. Because the more I did it, I feel like it carried over to other parts of my life. And it really does. It'll help you a lot. And lately I've thought that understanding the concepts of enduring and embracing, right? Simple concepts, but using those as a weapon to push through hardships in your life, I think will be the next step beyond the being comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I think the reason why it's the next step is because of the embracing. Because enduring, you're going to endure. You know, if you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, that's how you're going to learn to endure things. If I don't want to take an ice bath or an ice shower, a cold plunge, right? If you don't know how to endure something hard, that's where you need to instill, just learn to be comfortable with it, right? It may feel bad, it may hurt, but just get used to, hey, I need to do this. Pretend it's no big deal. But really the key thing that was helping me kind of evolve the thinking is the embracing. Because going back to the running, I can get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I can push through pain. But that doesn't mean you enjoy it, right? We can get comfortable in life. We can go to a job or do these, poor lifestyle activities that we may not fully enjoy, but we got so comfortable with doing it that we just push through it, right? But there's always going to be the edge to the guy or the person who embraces it. You know, it's kind of like in maybe like a show, in a war show, someone going into battle. Uh, Most people can learn to endure that, right? To run into the storm of battle. But when you're watching a show or see someone who has fully embraced, or the movie would, a good example would be the movie 300, just to use a movie for reference. Um, King Leonidas, right, and his army, they've embraced war. And when you see them run and go into each battle, it's a whole different it's a whole different mindset than their allies who were helping them. The people who said, "This is crazy. There's too many enemies. We can't do this." Right? Because even though they can endure battle, they can go to war, there's always going to be the edge to that person who has embraced it. So going back to the running, I can endure pain when I'm running to a certain extent, right? If it gets too bad, I'm probably going to stop. No, um, but there's a little problem when I start running and it hits me out of nowhere, and I haven't prepared myself to go to that war. And that's what you need to think of it as. You need to think of everything as a war against yourself, like things are trying to stop you, especially when you look at religion and they talk about sins and, you know, people trying to hurt you or hold you back or um, trying to sway you the other way. Look at that in your everyday life. Waking up. The alarm clock's the enemy, right? That snooze button. Alarm clock's good to wake you up, but the snooze button's the enemy. You need to prepare yourself, embrace, you know, that feeling from the night before so that when you wake up in the morning, you're not going to hit the snooze button. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's making the right choices during lunch, what to eat. Maybe it's, do I work out after work? It's pretty late. You know, I I just want to, when I thought of that, I thought it was the next level because so many people talk about enduring, how to endure something. And you need to do that, right? Even though you don't hit the snooze button and you get out of bed, you need to be able to endure and push through the day. That's the first step. But if you embrace it, if you learn to embrace, which is what a lot of people, I'm sure there's a lot of people, I'm just saying a lot of people don't hit or harp on, is to try and embrace what's going to happen. Oh, you you can be comfortable. I just want to say, like, you can be comfortable doing things, but that doesn't mean you've embraced it. If you hate something about your life or something you do, you may still do it every day, but that mindset you have, That's not good for your soul, right? Or your mind, because you've just accepted it, that it's going to happen, and maybe you're comfortable with it, but you haven't embraced that, hey, I'm going to do this. And I mean, they sound kind of similar, right? Because if you've accepted if you've accepted it, right? You may think, hey, I accepted, I'm going to do something. Does that mean I embraced it? And I don't want to use the word enjoy, but embracing is above acceptance, because when you're enduring something, you accept it, right? You're going, hey, this sucks, but I'm going to push through it. And this is kind of dragging on, but um, it's hard when I don't have someone to talk to, because if if we can banter back and forth and they understand what I'm saying, then we can stop talking. Sometimes with a video, I don't know. I'm never going to know if people are following what I'm saying. But to embrace something, yeah. Acceptance, I just don't want you to get caught up in acceptance, because acceptance is in every part of your life. If you're enduring something, you've accepted to a certain extent that act, right? You've accepted, hey, I'm going to push through and endure. Just like embracing, you've accepted that, hey, this is going to happen. I think what I'm trying to get at is the next step is in your mindset, right? It's in your mind that, yeah, I accept this is going to happen, but it doesn't matter. It's one with me. It's like, instead of looking at it as an outside force, embracing is just becoming one with it. Because you can hate your job, or you can hate these different parts of your life, and accept it and go through it each day. But I'm trying to say, on the contrary, you should embrace it. And even if it's something you think you don't like, but it's helping you get to the next level, embrace it, because that is a part of you. And if you're living a life with negative thoughts, that's not going to help you get anywhere. If I'm going before a run and I go, hey, I accept that this is going to suck and I'm going to feel the burn, but I go, man, why am I doing this to myself? I could be out doing other things right now. Man, this sucks. Oh, I'm so, you're feeling down for yourself. That's not a good mindset to be in. I feel like a revolving point around a lot of my videos is you should want to be positive. There's so many people out there who say, oh, I can't make myself happy. I can't do this or that. You can. You just don't want to admit that you don't want to, because who would ever want to admit they want to be sad? But if you're out there going, I don't want to be happy about what I'm doing, then that's time to do self-reflection of, why wouldn't I want to feel good about myself? Why wouldn't I want to believe good things can happen to me? Because if you're the type of person who goes, hey, nothing goes right for me, this job sucks, this workout was hard, man, everything I do, the car broke down, everything bad happens to me, you're not embracing the hardships of life. You may endure them, but you haven't embraced them as, hey, this is a part of me. This is something I'm going to push through, and this is an opportunity for growth. So that's something that's helped me lately, and I wanted to share that. If anything you think in life, you think of the two terms endure and embrace. And to endure is to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, and to embrace is to make whatever obstacle you have one with yourself. But like I hit on a minute ago, if you're making it one with yourself, you need to feel good about yourself. You can't be the type of person who's down and thinking everything bad is happening to them, because A negative person who embraces something is the type of person who believes everything bad happens to them because they've become one with negativity, right? They've brought all these bad things and said, hey, these were all bad. They only happened to me. So who doesn't want to try and improve their life and become better? If you don't, self-reflection time, maybe read Man's Search for Meaning to help switch your mindset. But I wanted, once again, to share these points, hopefully allow you a new way of thinking or a new tool to get through hardships in your life and to help prepare yourself for what's to come. Because we all have goals and dreams we want to work towards. And if you're telling yourself right now you don't have any, just look deeper and stop being negative because we all have dreams and goals. So write those down, make them up, think about it, but keep pushing. Yeah. Beginning of the video. I wouldn't say a rough start. I would just say had to channel my thoughts in. Then it started going pretty good. Might have got jumbled throughout the middle, later part of the video. But hey, I think there might be a little extra repetition or fluff in there, but the main points, yeah, the main points are there. That's good.